I think we were all in the same mood when we wrote the songs. Like we were all frustrated, angry, and needed to challenge something.
Jonathan, Rachel, thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it. May 13, Cage Fight will be out. So my first question that I have for both of you really is this whole thing like a project that gotten out of control completely? Give us a little bit of background, because all of a sudden this is like the band everybody's talking about, and it seems to have come out of nowhere.
That's very kind of you to say that. Would you like me to answer, Rochelle? I'm happy to.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so long and short of it, James and I go way back. It's one of my best pals, known him for over 2 decades. We've been in other projects together. We, through COVID and all of that nonsense that was happening, and difficulties and trials and tribulations for everyone, thought, let's try and get something together. We don't live so far from each other. We're working on some songs on and off for a little while. We're doing that. Got what we thought was like 2 or 3 really good tracks together. Then we were thinking, what's missing? What could happen here? Then James goes, I think Michelle that I met a long time ago. Let me send her a track and see what she thinks. Sent it across, sent it back 24 hours later, sounded amazing. Like, it was just like, okay, wow, that is what we're doing. Next thing, sent her another track, 24 hours later, another amazing vocal track. Same thing again with another 3, with a third track. So suddenly, bang, we had 3 tracks. Now, we'd never, I think James and Rochelle met like once, sometime in Paris, or I don't remember. You tell, I don't know. I wasn't there. Somewhere. You met a long time ago. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
10 years ago. Yeah, we met 10 years ago. We didn't even talk, but I posted this cover on YouTube, and I wrote that I was looking for a band because I was so bored. I was waiting like for 3 years. I didn't have a band. So yeah, that's when he saw the cover of the Black Dahlia Murder.
Should we look at Cage Fight as like this is a band? This band is going to continue to work together. This is going to be a touring band, album after album, or is 100%. This, hey, we've done this because we had the time? Okay, great.
No.
If it's a band,
this changed very quickly. Yeah, when we decided to be a band, when we had the label interested.
Yeah, no, I mean, I suppose to summarize that, we had the ideas, the concepts. Most modern musicians write on computers and things like that to begin with, to get ideas and concepts together. That's certainly what happened. But it was like, we always wanted this to be, with punk rock, hardcore sensibilities, you know what I mean? No click tracks, plug in, play 6-string guitars. This is what it was. And it was like when I was talking to Nick, the drummer, and it was like, bang, this is what we want. So as soon as we had something there, you know what I mean? We got it was time to run, we are a band, that's what
So that also means that you guys have to have some clear understanding and some good conversation. Like, Rachel might have said, like, I'm looking for a new band to spend, a lot of my energy in. Situation is quite different for other people in the band, right? Where people have multiple projects or multiple bands that they have to, kind of balance out. So given that, there is that traction now, you guys have had some been added to cool shows, get to play with Cro-Mags. Is like, for a band that wants to channel hardcore mentality, Cro-Mags is kind of like the ultimate that you can go in there. Does that mean that you guys have had that all virtually sit down and say, like, okay, this is the commitment that we're all looking from each other? Or how does that go when you're forming this, virtually built multinational group that wants to have a future together?
I think we don't even think about it. Everything is happening so fast that we're just happy to take it, and we just embrace it, and it's just perfect. But We don't like have I don't have my English, but
that's okay. On peut parler
don't
français.
worry about it.
No, we're just running with this as to where it goes. We wanted this to be a band, you know. It was as soon as like I'd been put in touch with Nick, we were like, we wanted to do this. At the time, when it first started, Rochelle was even in you were in the south of France, weren't you? The first bit with COVID and all this kind of stuff. We came together. She's in London now. I'm in London. James is in London. Nick's not
right.
in London. I mean, we're doing, what a band does. Gigging and playing together and all of that. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. All right. So you already mentioned, like we're channeling our inner hardcore kids, and for some people in the band, it might be a direct reaction of what they have to do in other projects, and they just want to get some stuff out of their system here. Especially in songs like, Killer and Hope Castrated, you get these New York hardcore, bass, heavy, groovy influences. Biohazard is definitely a band that comes to mind when listening to some of the songs. It's not like, this is an archetype, UK hardcore album, for example, or this is an archetype West Coast album or what have you. It's still pretty varied within that world. Is that just a natural reaction of like, hey, kind of organically grew, or was it like, I want to bring this to the table, I want to bring that to the table? Help me understand how that process went.
I'll take that. I mean, if that's okay with you, Rochelle. I mean, I would see it like this. We all have fairly diverse, heavy backgrounds. Some of us have legs in completely different genres and scenes, as well. But from the heavy music side of things, we all pull and draw on differing influences, and differing parts of things. I mean, it's the commonality, I would say, is the heaviness, is the groove, is the message, is the punk attitude running through it. Even though some of it is arguably much more metal,
right?
But that's cool. Some of the guys love that. Love them more in touch with other parts of metal than a straight kind of hardcore punk thing. So I think it's all of those sounds and those influences sort of coming into it, into the pot. Right,
and also you have with Rachel a singer that can take those different angles and doesn't have to limit herself to one particular style. Like for you singing these songs, some aligned with what you've done in the past, some slightly different. Are there, I don't know if sound is the right word, but are there certain parts of your voice that you kind of discovered with this album, given that you had to try some different things?
Yeah, so I was pretty limited in Eths because it was already settled how it should be with Candice. So I really wanted to do everything I can. And after Eths, I was supposed to sing in a brutal death band. So I learned big squeals and like very lows. And then I was like, this is so nice to mix together. And and when they sent me the first demo, I tried completely different thing from Eths. So I just screamed like crazy, and I even damaged a bit my voice. So I had to relearn everything. I really had to. And now I think I take it differently. I have another technique, and it's much better. Like for me, it's easier, and also, it's completely different.
Yeah.
You better start trying.
Knowing your history with Eths, when I first, got the promo copy sent of the Cage Fight album, I got excited when I saw the title Guillotine, and I was kind of hoping to see maybe some French in there as well, because you've done some great stuff with that in the past. Is that something that these UK boys would be open to at some point, that you bring some French lyrics to the site?
I'm sure there would be, and even guillotine, I pronounce it in French, but that's the only thing. But we need to see with Jon, like, how to put some French sometimes. Maybe.
Yeah. I think it's my favorite song on the album. I need to go back to it a few more times, but that one for me stood out for sure. Another song that's it comes back to Jonathan, what you were saying about, it doesn't all have to be, just straightforward hardcore. One song that obviously stands out is My Dream, which might be both the most epic song, but also maybe the most surprising song.
Right.
It kind of is like a bit of the outlier, like coming from the same kind of thought of like, hey, we're just in the moment trying to find some new songs, or was that somebody pulled in from somewhere else? Because it feels quite different from everything else on the album.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, it was always thought to be the closer, and we, it was one of the things we worked on right up until the end. It was, I think, probably the only song that we finally finished some of the melodies and some of the lines right in the studio on it. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's like prog hardcore, isn't it? ProgCore. Yeah, I think so. I suppose that's the closest thing, if there's, to any form of TesseracT influence at all. Although we don't sound anything like TesseracT at all. But it's, although interestingly enough,
it reminds of Eths as well.
Okay, well there we go.
I found that this is maybe the link with Eths, with the clean vocals and stuff, and even the dark part at the end. This kind of the link. And yeah, this is the last song we wrote, so I think we just put everything.
It sounds like, based on the energy that you guys are talking about writing the music and what have you, that it might not be that long before we even see more music from Cage Fight coming our way.
Yes, that's a very strong possibility, although obviously it's all about album 1 to begin with. But yes, of course. I mean, it's moving so quickly. I think I don't want to sound crass here, or like some sort of cliched, pastiche of a person, but it's, the chemistry is good. We got on incredibly well. We work incredibly fast, and we enjoy each other's company. So it's that's a great thing, and it's a rare thing. I've been in many bands over the years, as has Rochelle, as has all of the lads in the band, and ladettes. So that's a special thing in my mind.
Yeah. Now it's interesting because you guys have both now used the word fun a few times, and that it's a fun group of people. There's respect. There's a good chemistry. It was fun to make this album, and it's a fun album to listen to, also like the party to. But at the same time, it's also an extremely serious album, and it's a very dark album at times as well. Is that weird to have that discrepancy, or is it because there is such a good, fun collaboration that you guys are allowing yourself to open up in that way?
You can go, Rochelle. I have something to say on that, but you go right ahead. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we were all in the same mood when we wrote the songs. Like, we were all frustrated, angry, and needed to tell something. So yeah, we are on the same mood, but I don't know. It doesn't mean we need to do something fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say there's underlying deep messages that are on the songs, and we mean them, and it's out. Some of it's coming from a very dark place.
Right.
However, of course, we're all multifaceted individuals, aren't we? You can't be like that all the time. If you but these are real emotions, and these are real feelings, and these are real things that we're trying to say. So in that way, there's intent, and the anger is real.
And some of that anger, you've been clear about that, Hachelle, and also in comes out in one of your video clips, is just personal harassment that you've been a target of for many years. Is that and I'm not going to ask you silly questions about what's it like being a girl in metal and blah blah blah. But opening up in that way and channeling that frustration, is that always for you, empowering to do so, or is there a part of you that is also it puts me back in that when I sing about these moments, it puts me back in that situation, or I have to deal with the demon over and over again. It's not that I've slayed the demon once. Like, how is that for you, having to go through that when you are so open and personal in lyrics? That must be challenging.
Well, I had like bad experiences since I'm a kid, and I don't like to write and to expose it on social media and stuff. So I need a way to say it, and also I say things to people when I don't like what they do, but sometimes it's not enough, and I just feel like it's important to do it, and I'm not shy at all to sing about it. It feels good, and actually I had more problems with musicians than people like in bars and stuff, like the video. So I kind of feel like it's to them, because when I was looking for a band, every person I was finding, every guitarist wanted to sleep with me. So I received so many demos, and in the end I recorded so many auditions, and it was not working. Yeah. So I'm so happy to do that.
It like I said, it channels a lot of aggression and a lot of songs that will do, I think, extremely well live, that will create some crazy scenes and some crazy mosh pits and what have you. We're
Spitty boys.
We're running out of time quick here, so let me just use that as a bit of a forced segue into those live shows that you guys were talking about, because I hear what you say. Like, we try to record this in a virtual way, as live as possible and as straightforward as possible. So in other words, this is music that needs to be played live, and preferably in a dark, sweaty club. What should we keep our eyes out for? I know that several shows have been announced. You've had some great stuff already to talk about. But now that the album's coming out in May, all the fans, what should they know? What's coming at them?
What should they know, Rachel? Michelle, tell the people.
You're the MC. Go for it.
What do they need to watch out for? You need to hold tight, for Cro-Mags, Cage Fight in the Building in the area for this. Sepultura, that's going to be 2 or 3 really big shows. That's keep your eyes peeled for that. Bloodstock, that's going to be a big one. There's a few other little festivals, a few other little things as well we're working on. So just keep watching our social media, IG, Facebook, all of that.
Music video very soon.
And I can confirm with everybody watching that I just saw Sepultura here in Toronto play like 2 weeks ago, because they are on their North American tour right now, and it's a phenomenal show. So that's going to be a great package to see those guys with you play some shows. That was going to be fantastic.
Well, we're honoured to open up for them. We're honoured to open up for them. It's a big thing for us. To be this happening with the band only being like a year and a bit old is it's incredible. We're humbled by the response.
Absolutely. Well, Jonathan, Rachel, I want to thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it. I know it's super exciting that this first album is coming out, and there's a lot of things thrown at you, and you're pulled in many different directions, and I hope that everybody that you have to deal with, definitely Rachel, that everybody is extremely well behaved and respectful, and otherwise you just have to put a bag over their head and drag them to like a deserted room somewhere and give them the treatment that you do in Respect Ends. But I want to thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you all the best with the launch of that album and those shows of Sepultura and Cro-Mags. That's going to be epic.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Take care.
Stay the fuck away from me.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.